The next thing to consider is just your home in general. Again, you are the alien who has abducted this being and taken it into your world where it's completely foreign. It's never smelled these things, it's never seen these things, it's never heard these things. So if you bring your little puppy into this environment and you just let her have free reign, it's more likely that she's gonna feel anxious, nervous, and a little bit scared because these are all things she's never experienced before. So again, it goes back to that kind of first video where we talk about planning. Make sure you bring her into the most puppy-safe room that you can, and be there while she explores around. Interact with her, play with her, show her that it's okay, this place is safe, this place is fun. And always monitor your puppy for the first few days. Do not let her out of your sight, because I guarantee you, no matter how hard you worked to puppy-proof your house, she will find something to put in her mouth that you don't want her to chew on and you really don't want her to swallow. So keep a close eye on her. And what I like to do is start with just a couple rooms, allow her in the living room and say the laundry room or the kitchen, and then slowly open the house up to her as time moves on. That way she fully knows where everything is in each room and it's not too overwhelming. And the other thing is, if your puppy's still really young and short and they're not super coordinated, make sure you try to avoid stairs as much as you can, because going up the stairs is not so bad. Coming down is quite a bit tricky, and we've all seen those videos of puppies just head over feet right down the stairs, and usually they're just fine, but there are those times where it doesn't end up so well. So again, just open up your home slowly. Don't let her have a free-for-all. Keep a close eye on her as much as you can, and when you leave the home, say you have to run an errand or you have to go to work, make sure there is a room that she can be in with a crate as her den to feel safe and secure. And having a crate is a very important thing, and crate training is its whole deal altogether. So we're going to do a separate video on that at some point in the future, but I find that crates are a great way to provide your puppy with a safe place to be at any time, whether that be at night or when you're away. And sometimes people think of crates as cages, but really it's to keep your puppy out of harm while you can't watch her. And if you do it properly, it's a place that they see as their own. I leave my dog's crate open when we're home, and most of the time he goes in there and lays in his bed on his own volition. And so every night he's in there just because it's where he wants to be, and we just say, hey, it's time to go to bed, and he hops right in. So crates are not bad. We're going to do a whole video on them and kind of tips and tricks on how to get your puppy used to them. The next thing to kind of think about, though, when you bring your puppy home is food. They were probably eating something where you got them before, whether that was at the shelter or the breeder or the rescue or what have you. And so you need to think about what that was, if you're going to continue that same food or if you're going to change it. And the most important thing to remember is make sure it is puppy specific. Puppies are like teenagers raiding your pantry. They are growing like weeds. So they need a ton of calories, they need a ton of protein, and they need the right ratio of vitamins and minerals, which they're not going to find in an adult dog food. Will an adult dog food keep them alive? Yes. It's just not balanced well for a growing puppy. And the thing to think about as far as food goes is if you have a large breed dog, say a lab that you know is going to be on the larger end, a German Shepherd, a Great Dane, a Mastiff, dogs along those lines, those are considered large breeds, and they need a large breed puppy food. And the reason for that is not only the amount of calories that are in it, but also the ratio of calcium and phosphorus. Large breed dogs can grow really quickly, and their bones can grow really quickly. And if they grow too quickly, then they can have some problems, especially near their joints. So it's important, if you have a large breed puppy, to have them on a large breed puppy food. And that brings us to, if you're going to transition your puppy's food, say you don't really love what they were on at the breeder or wherever they came from, and you want to switch them to something else. The first thing I always recommend is don't choose the cheapest food. Price does not always mean quality, but usually the cheapest end of things does have a little bit of that at play. So pick a middle of the road food, something kind of middle tier. I really like companies like Purina, Royal Canin, Hills, Iams. There are way too many out there for me to go through all of them. There's a lot of really good companies out there, but pick something kind of middle of the road. We're not going to cover grain-free or anything like that right now. I'm going to do a food video, don't worry. But new research is showing that grain-free could maybe have some problems, so we'll talk about that at a later date. Anyway, if you're going to switch your puppy's food, do it slowly. Make sure that you mix their old food with their new food, so don't run out yet, because I have a lot of appointments, sometimes daily, depending on the week, of dogs and puppies who have been on one food and the very next day they're on something different. And that's a really, really, really common cause for diarrhea. It just upsets their stomach. Their system is not used to it. They're not equipped the same way we are. We enjoy a whole lot of different foods and don't have too much of a problem with that. But dogs' systems, their GI tracts, get very used to one particular diet. So the key is take their old food and take about 3/4 of that and mix it with 1/4 of the new. Do that for a few days. Then split it half and half. Half old food, half new food. Do that for a few days. And then you're at 1/4 old food, 3/4 new food. Do that for a few days, and then you'll be at completely the new diet.